From Eleanor. I have been attempting, after nearly 2 years on the job, to set stricter work-life boundaries. My boss texts, calls, and insinuates her way into my days off, my after hours, and my weekends. It is all generally work-related, and I'm tired of it. However, we live and work in a very small, tight community, and I'm afraid of the backlash. Am I overthinking this? Thanks, and I appreciate any advice. Well, this is something that people are dealing with increasingly. Obviously, some of it is unintentional on your boss's part, maybe. I mean, I don't know your boss, but some of it can be unintentional. Sometimes your boss thinks, well, we're all pals and we're all working and all this stuff. And sometimes a boss thinks, I know I do this. I'll send an email to somebody on the weekend and I try to remember to say, you don't have to deal with this till Monday, but while I'm thinking about it, I don't want to forget about it. That may not be the most polite thing to do, but sometimes it's helpful to get something down on paper while it's happening. I don't like to bother people on the weekends, but if I send something to someone on the weekend, I can trust that they're going to deal with it on Monday. So it's possible that your boss doesn't know that the effect she's having. If that's not the case, if she really is just kind of a overweening tyrant, you should really think about your situation. You have to get a whole picture of your situation. What's your position on this job? Is it the job you want? Is it what you want to be doing? Do you need this job desperately? Is your boss a flexible person? Is your boss a nice person? Is your boss someone you can talk to? If your boss is someone you can talk to, sit down with her and be incredibly positive. Tell her you love your job, you love her, you love working in this place. You're getting a little stressed out because there's no breaks, there's no place when this ends, and you could use a little bit more, time in the weekend to just kind of decompress. That's a conversation that you can have in a very, very positive way at a very friendly level if you judge that your boss is able to deal with that. You don't want your boss to leave you out of the loop. You don't want her to leave, to go to other people for the things she needs. You just want to have a little time cleared. Ask yourself about this, and you have to decide for yourself whether that's a path that's open to you. But if it is, I think you can sit down and have that in a very positive conversation. If not, you might have to leave your job and choose another one. But this is something a lot of people are complaining about, because as we have this instantaneous communications, and when you're living in a small, tightly knit community, as you say you are, people don't draw the line. They don't make any lines between themselves. They think, well, we're pals. I'm your boss, but I'm also your friend. I'm your boss, but I'm also your neighbor. So I'm just going to drop by and say hi. And for you, that's like, oh my gosh, the boss is there. But for her, it's like, I'm just dropping by talking about stuff. So if that's true, there may be a way that you can, in a positive way, tell her about it and make a change.